please don't quit your job to come into tech. It's risky. You might not earn in 1, 2, 3, 4 months. So you need substantial amount of money that will still keep you going.
All right, so we want to just look at one more part, and it's more like an advice for our beginners. For those of us who want to come into tech for the first time, want to see different advice that we can receive from Mr. Pius. All right, so for those of us who are watching this now, where should they actually begin? How should they begin? For those of us who want to come into this field, what's the first thing they should take?
All right. So now I initially said you should be inward out,
Yes.
right? So it actually boils down to what your passion is, because a lot of times you need to understand that as you come into the field, you might not end for even 1 year, for 6 months. So at this phase, at this period, what keeps you going should be because it's coming from inward, because you firstly have like a likeness for this thing you're coming into. So first thing is to start simple. It's very important. That is, starting simple is starting from what you like. You can grow into something else when you fully understand your left from right, and you fully understand what it takes to like move around easily from there. So the first one is start simple. Choose one part first. Very important. Choose one part first. And like I said, having a structured learning path is very, very important. So have a structured learning path. If your learning path is scattered, it's going to really affect you. You need to say, okay, just like if, for instance, you are going from point A to point B, for instance, or you're going to from point A to point Z, point C, for instance, and you have okay, let me use an instance. You are going from point A to point D, and along the side you have point C, you have road that leads to from point A to point B to point C and to point D. It's zigzag, right? And you have another road that leads directly from point A to point D. So you see that it's like a straight journey flow. But if you have two persons trying to attain that end point, which is point D, right? And you have one person move from point A to point D, and you have one person move from point A to B to C and then to D. In most situations, you understand that the person that moved directly from point A to point B would arrive faster and have a very strong background, right? So now what I'm trying to say is that having a structured learning path or learning process is very, very, very important, especially when you're coming into as a beginner. If you just come into and then start moving from here to here, now some of the person might say, okay, I have videos on YouTube, I can go and watch. Now where the what's it called, the negative is now, where you experience negativity as it concerns doing that process, is because you need to understand that learning and teaching process as it concerns one tutor in YouTube is different from the second one, even though they are trying to achieve or get to point D, right? So now what I'm trying to say is that it's going to confuse you, and most of the times a lot of people that gets to go through that part end up not succeeding or end up not reaching the finish line, which is point D. So what I'm saying is that structured learning path is very, very important. And obviously maintain have a consistent patience for yourself, because when you lack this patience, when you're not consistent and then you're not patient, because some of the times it's people are pressured. I want this thing to start working immediately. I want to start working immediately. So this is the pressure. This is the rush.
Right? But you won't blame them now. The same.
Yeah, you won't blame them.
Everybody wants to make the money.
But then that's why I used to advise people that it's important that before you begin any journey, especially coming into tech, I used to tell people that please don't quit your job to come into tech. It's risky, because you need you're not going to be earning at that instance. You might not earn in 1, 2, 3, 4 months, even 5, 6 months, 7 months. You might not, even a year or more than a year. So you might not earn. So you need like a substantial amount of money that will still keep you going. And that's why I advise people that even when the best time to come into tech is when you have a job, something that is paying you bring out time. It's going to be time consuming. It's going to be like your time is going to be so constrained. It's going to be so tight that you might see that as not possible. But then it's very, very important that you bring out time at that instance to get this skill, so that you have something that is bringing you income. Because when you have something that is bringing you income, you now practice patience and consistency. But when you are more pressured to say, okay, I want to start earning, I want to start using the money, I don't have a job, I don't have any painting, you get pressured, and then in that instant, you will not be able to achieve much in that phase, in that state, you're not be able to achieve much. It's going to affect your overall achievement in that phase. So it's very much important that you have a kept out amount of money if you intend to want to drop out from where you are working or something that is giving you income. But in that instance, I would most likely advise that you have something that is, no matter how small, that is helping you to sustain you during that phase. So another thing too is that you need to stop overwhelming or avoid overwhelming yourself. Some of the times you tell yourself, this thing is too much for me. I don't think I can do this thing. I don't think this thing is a small thing. I don't like you try to so, now some of the times it's much small. Yeah, you put pressure on yourself. You overwhelm yourself, and then sometimes when you tell yourself that this thing is bigger than me, you box yourself, right? You box yourself, and in that instance, you'll not be able to do much because you already have a perception that this is bigger than you. You cannot achieve this thing. So it's very much important that you drop that perception. You just be free and approach what you are learning with an open mind and open mind. Say, okay, this thing is doable. It's getting hard, it's doable. It's getting easier, it's doable. I'm tired, it's doable. No matter the case, it's doable. Just have this strong conviction that no matter how tough it gets, when it gets tough, you tell yourself that I get what tougher. So in that instance, you will be able to achieve significant progress in a little milestone. In a little time, you achieve significant process. So all of these things are what I have to tell you, that everything is learnable, everything is teachable.
Okay. I'm really enjoying this session so far.
Thank
I'm really,
you very
really
much.
enjoying it. All right. So, one question from everything that I've mentioned so far, I want to just ask for those people who think like it's too late to come to tech, so due to age or different circumstances, what would you say to them basically? Is it too late to come to tech?
Okay, now the best time to come into tech was yesterday.
Okay.
Now was yesterday, but then another best time to come into tech or to start learning anything new is today. There's no age restriction. Age should not be a restriction. There's no, as long as you can still read, you can still write, you can still understand, you still have logical reasoning, right? There's no, I don't think there's an age you get to say, okay, I cannot come into tech again. In fact, the earlier the better. So stop thinking it and start doing it. Stop thinking that you cannot come into tech and start thinking, how can I come into tech? How can I position myself into tech? How can I position myself for this opportunity? And now the truth is that generative AI is going to flush out a whole lot of work that you see in these different offices. So now is the right time to start positioning yourself so that you become useful and usable as it concerns your place of work. So any skills you are going to be getting into tech, any software you are going to be trying to build or trying to develop, it's still very much important to have this knowledge that coming now is the best time. Yesterday was the best time, but another best time is today. So make up your mind and reach out to ISWIPE. ISWIPE ICT Academy is always here for you to help you. And one of the beautiful things about it is that it gives you a structured learning. It gives you structured learning.
All right. So there's a lot of things we've learned so far. We've learned about choosing a particular path. You can choose a particular path, then move on gradually. We've learned about being consistent. We've learned about starting slow and steady. We've learned about having a structured learning path. So we've also learned about growth over time, and we've also learned about consistency. So we have learned a lot of things. We've gotten a lot of advice basically for we who want to come into tech for the first time. All right, so I feel like this conversation we've had so far has made development, it has made tech basically to be less intimidating. So you're coming into this field for the first time, have it in mind, this field it's not scary.
Yeah,
it's very, very,
in fact, tech is approachable. That is the right word. Tech is approachable.
That's the right word I'm looking for.
Now, it now depends on how you approach it.
Exactly. So everything now depends on
how you approach it. Approaching it the right way is going to make it even more simpler for you.
Exactly. So the approach really does matter. So to round everything up, what's last advice you want to give to the beginners who want to come into tech for the first time? And also want to tell us about the ISO Academy that's coming up very soon, or that already started actually. I want to talk about it a little bit before we conclude.
All right. So in closing, I want to tell you that, like I said, that tech is approachable. Anybody can come into tech. anybody can come into tech, irrespective of your age, right?
Yeah.
Irrespective of your age, it's approachable. So approach it the right way, and then it's going to help you get better. Another thing you need to understand is that it depends on how curious you are. Because some of the times it's just like when you have a deadline to submit an assignment, you notice that the rush in that instance is higher than when they first gave you the assignment. Why? Because the curiosity to do this thing, the eagerness to want to get this done is more at that instance. So you basically do everything possible to ensure that you get this done.
Yes.
So approach tech in that light. When you approach it in that light, it's going to help you change a whole lot of things.
Okay.
Approach or start learning with curiosity. Research. When you are curious, you research. You find out things. You find out why is it working like this? Why is it happening like this? Why should I do it like this? So it helps you get an overall knowledge on how these things work. And then I cannot negate the fact of or the importance of having a structured learning guidance process is very important. Have a guidance structure, a learning structure that helps you achieve more. When you have a proper learning structure, it helps you achieve more, and then gives you the importance of learning in the right atmosphere, in the right environment.
Yeah.
When you learn in the right environment, it helps you get better. And then one of the beauty things about iSwipe ICT Academy, which a cohort is about to start on 20th, right? Starting on 20th.
Yeah.
Now, one of the beautiful things about it is that you are not just going to be taught with a structured curriculum.
Yeah.
You're going to be taught with a structured curriculum, a seasoned tutor, someone that has been in the industry, someone that has been learning, that's been not just learning and teaching, but also actively delivering on that thing they've been doing. So these are some of the things that benefit as it concerns iSwipe Academy, and the cohort and every other cohort that we bring out for iSwipe. But one of the cohorts that is starting very soon is iSwipe cohort 3B that you can get registered at www.iswipetech.com/cohort 3B. The cohort C there is small and the B is capital. So you can visit it and get registered immediately and start learning. One of the beautiful things about the academy is that you are going to be given a mentor, a personalized mentor aside from your tutor. Is actively in the industry. You can always reach out to this person, tell the person your problems, tell the person what you are facing, and the person is going to profess solutions to you. The person is not just going to give you solutions that doesn't work. It's going to give you solutions that you can apply and it will work instantly for you, and it saves you a longer process of trying to get that done. Course resumption is starting on the 20th of May. Course 3B is starting on the 20th of May. Hurry now and register and have peace of mind while learning. Have a structured guidance process, and you would be most glad you took this step in a few months from now.
All right. So thank you very much, Mr. Pius.
You're welcome, sir.
We've learned a lot of things from you today. So we have learned a couple of things. We've seen that tech is pretty much approachable.
Yeah,
we
very much
also learned
approachable.
that curiosity is the first process whenever you want to do anything that is development.
Very important.
We also see the importance of guidance. We also see the importance of this academy, basically. Academy are also having a more structured system. Even having mentors, basically, who have been in the field for at least the bare minimum, at least 5 years in that particular field. All right, so with that, we want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you who were able to watch this video. And we expect to see you in our next coming one. We also want to thank Mr. Ikawa Pius for being here today, for educating us basically on everything that we have learned today, and for making tech basically look less intimidating.
It's a pleasure to speak to you on this.
All right.
And one of the things that we said is stop thinking and start doing. So it's very much important that you start doing it today. Start today. Don't delay anymore.
All right. So thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, drop your comments. If you have any questions, do reach out to us on any of our social media platforms. See you guys next time. Bye for now.